The Patriotic Chambers gbogbo mùsùlùmí là ń retí ń bẹ̀ o. Olùkéde Alhaji Dr. Tiamiyo Tọ́lórin Lawal aláṣẹ àti olùdarí The Patriotic Chambers.
Ó ti pẹ́ tó ti gbìyànjú ẹ̀ wò láti lọ kàwé ṣiṣẹ́ tàbí rìnrìn àjò afẹ́ lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè ṣùgbọ́n tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ń dínkọ̀ bí ẹni fẹnu ọkọ̀ sọlẹ̀ ọ̀n láti jẹ́ pé àwọn iléeṣẹ́ àṣà àjẹun travelling agency ló ń bọ́ sí lọ́wọ́ jẹ́nsáré wá fún ọ ní ìròdùnú nípa iléeṣẹ́ Cool Global Interlinks ọ̀jìnì iléeṣẹ́ tàbí gègé wúrà kọ́rúkọ rẹ̀ tọrọ bá ní kábàánì ṣe tòrìn àjò sílẹ̀ òkèèrè yálà Canada America UK pẹ̀lú àwọn Schengen country àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bóyá o fẹ́ lọ kàwé àbò fẹ́ rìnrìn àjò afẹ́ àtẹ̀yìntẹ́ fẹ́ lọ gbìyànjú ajé ọ̀nà àbáyọ nìyí ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ tí iléeṣẹ́ Cool Global Interlinks ti wà lẹ́nu kábàánì tòwé ìrìn àjò sílẹ̀ òkèèrè tí wọn ò sì mẹ́tàn mọ́ bọ́bá sì jẹ́ gan ni wọ́n sọ fún ọ kàn sí Cool Global Interlinks ní 72 Rẹ̀mílẹ́kún House Adékúnlé Fájuyì Road ládojúkọ pápásírí Àdámàsìgbà Ìbàdàn nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ wọ́n tún wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Ìlọrin Àkúrẹ́ àti yíká orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ní 08123371693 àti 08077752646 ó yẹ jẹ́ àfọlókè pẹ̀lú Cool Global.
On 103.5 FM.
Welcome back on a 103.5 FM 26 minutes to 8. Still the newspaper review, and the phone lines are open now. I appreciate your messages on Facebook. Let me know where you are watching us live from. All right, diving into some of the stories. Let's start off with the one of Dangote. Dangote refinery hikes petrol price to 1,175 naira per litre. The cost of goods and services across Nigeria is expected to increase further following a fresh hike in petrol prices by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, which has raised the gantry price of premium motor spirit PMS to 1,175 naira per litre. The adjustment marks the third petrol price increase within 1 week, intensifying concerns over rising living costs across the country. The refinery communicated the new pricing structure to marketers on Monday, increasing the gantry price from 995 naira per litre, announced on Friday, to 1,175 naira per litre, representing a 180 naira increase, or about 18.1% within 3 days. In addition, the refinery also revised the gantry price of automatic gas oil, diesel, to 1,620 naira per litre.
Also on the Punch newspaper, I have this one that says Makinde blockade for Supreme Court after appeal court loss. Hours after the Court of Appeal Abuja upheld the judgment of the Federal High Court restraining the Independent National Electoral Commission from recognizing the outcome of the People Democratic Party National Convention held in Ibadan, Oyo State, and upheld the suspension of Kamaldeen Ajibade, SAN, and other top officials. The Taminu Turaki San-led National Working Committee yesterday announced plans to challenge the judgment of the Supreme Court. The PDP National Secretary, Ini Emembong, in a statement insisted that the convention is an internal affair of the political party. However, the camp of the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, some Wike, called for party unity ahead of the convention, it earlier fixed for March 29 and 30 of 2026.
Turaki-led PDP heads to Supreme Court over appeal court ruling. Well, it has a year. The National Working Committee, NWC, of the People's Democratic Party, led by Kabiru Turaki, has rejected the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which nullified the party's national convention held on November 15 and 16, 2025 in Ibadan, Oyo State. So you heard that story there coming in from him. Let's take on this other story. Rivers Assembly rejects 4 commissioner nominees from Fubara. The Rivers State House of Assembly has rejected 4 commissioner nominees submitted by Governor Similai Fubara. Nigerian News reports that the nominees were screened by lawmakers on Monday during a plenary session at the Assembly Complex in Port Harcourt. Following the screening exercise, the Assembly confirmed 5 of the nominees presented by the governor. Those confirmed include Tonye Belgam, Professor Temple Nwofo, Dr. Peters Nwago, Lekwe Kenneth, Sir Aimariga David Edward Hart. However, the lawmakers declined to confirm 4 of the nominees. Those rejected are Professor Datonya Lasia, Mrs. Charity Diuma, Tamuno Williams, and Otoye TKD Amachere.
United States warns citizens of fresh terror threat in Nigeria. The United States Embassy in Nigeria has warned of a possible terrorist threat targeting U.S. facility and U.S.-affiliated schools in the country. In a security notice issued via its website yesterday, the embassy said the alert was intended to inform American citizens in Nigeria of potential risk and advised them to take additional precaution when visiting U.S. diplomatic mission and affiliated institution. The notice asks U.S. citizens to exercise increased vigilance when traveling to its offices in Abuja and Lagos, and as well as schools affiliated to the United States.
Fresh trouble for El Rufai as ICPC uncovers several houses linked to him in Egypt. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has reportedly discovered several real estate assets in Egypt linked to the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El Rufai. The assets are said to be materials to the ongoing ICPC investigation into activities that took place during El Rufai's tenure as Kaduna State governor. The discoveries include 3 villas and 6 apartments, all set to be located in highbrow estates and areas in Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Based on checks by the cable, villas in Arabila Estates and Banafsk Estates, both in New Cairo, are sold for between $1 million and $1.3 million, while apartments in Cairo Festival Cities have a price tag of about $500,000 each. Wow, okay.
Also, here have these ones that says ex-Super Eagle coach Oningbide died at 88. A former Super Eagle coach Adeboyega Oningbide, who led the country to 2002 FIFA World Cup in Japan, Korea, has died at the age of 88. The coach family announced his passing on Monday via a WhatsApp message signed by members of his family, Bolade Adesuyi. The message read, "With great gratitude to God for a life well spent, we announced the passing of the great man, a Modakeke High Chief, the High Indigenous Nigeria Super Eagle football coach, father, husband, grandfather, and great-grandfather, brother and friend, High Chief Festus Adeboyega Oningbide. We thank God for the fulfilled life and your contribution to the Nigerian nation and the world as an equal football coach. Oh, we pray that may to so very in perfect peace. Amen."
Leave your ego. Wike makes demand from Makinde's cap after appeal court verdict on PDP dispute. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Nyesom Wike, has urged the aggrieved factional members of the People's Democratic Party to abandon their egos and prioritize reconciliation over further litigation. Report has it that Wike, during an interview with journalist Abuja, described Bondless Court of Appeal judgments regarding the PDP Ibadan Convention as a victory for the rule of law. Wike emphasized that the court's decision to dismiss several appeals with high cost underscores the necessity of adhering to statutory provision, the Electoral Act, and the party's own constitution. Leave your ego. Wike makes demand from Makinde's camp after appeal court's verdict on PDP disputes.
Student injured in stampede as Lagos High Lagos school building collapses. Student injured in stampede as Lagos school building collapses. Some students were hospitalized on Thursday after sustaining injury during the evacuation from a 3-story building housing Gemco Daycare Nursery Primary School and Comprehensive College, which collapsed on Adu Street, Aguda, in Ogba area of Lagos State. Punch Metro learned during a visit to the scene of the incident that the structure caved in at about 11 a.m. It was gathered that the students were observing the activities when some residents raised the alarm that citing a sudden crack in the wall of the building. The staff of the school who were notified of this development immediately began evacuating students from the building. Speaking with Punch correspondent, a resident Ekpo Adedamola said the building collapsed shortly after the students have been moved out. We thank God for that. There was not much atrocities during the collapse of the building, just injury. No life was lost. So that should be a good one. That should be. I think that's a good one from the management of the school. But I believe the school the building should have been showing them signs which they ignored, probably. Good morning, Comrade Ofino.
And good morning to you, Richard Ekpo.
Good morning, my brother. Deji Fadina says if they win eventually, okay, I think it's talking about the Supreme Court's appeal. If they win eventually, they would have lost. If they win, eventually they will have lost months, if not years, on intra-party squabbles, subsequent litigation, and then still have a house to put back together to get anything off the ground. The question is, how does a party that once ruled us end up like this? Or rather, how could we have been fooled into making members of this kind of political parties our presidents and ministers and governors at all? There must be something about us that always makes us choose the wrong leaders or refuse to choose the right leaders, and it is reduced to ethnicity and religion. I mean, you lose federal power and you just blow up, or you get blown up into pieces. All right. Thank you very much, Deji Fadino. I appreciate you.
Comrade Ofino, before you...
We have to go pay some bills right now.
Okay.
It's 7:45. We'll be back. Just stay tuned.
On 103.5 FM.
lótìtọ́ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni gọ́níyà fíjì ìròyìn tó àmójúbà gbogbo aláfẹ́ ayé tó dé Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites ló ń ròyìn wípé ìgbádùn sodo síbì kan ju bì kan lọ. Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites, elegantly and centrally located in a secured and serene environment. Our facilities include cozy rooms and suites, spacious event and conference hall. Our restaurant serves delicious intercontinental and local cuisines, while our bar is stocked with all kinds of assorted drinks. Ní Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites, iná wa kì í ṣẹ́jú nígbà kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ètò ààbò gbópọn falala lẹ́ẹ̀ma lo Wi-Fi ọ̀fẹ́ láì níkọ̀sẹ̀. There is also laundry service and fully equipped gym. Seeing the say is believing. Visit Subcam Hotel and Suites today at Plot 3 Mechanic Scheme opposite New Garage off Ijebu-Ode Expressway, Ibadan, Nigeria. Telephone 090-6466-7569 and 090-4821-8600. Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites. In hospitality, we lead.
Ibadan business owners and offices. Are you tired of unreliable internet? Multiple providers just to stay online? Slow speed with zero or unprofessional customer support services? Paying high subscription fees yet still losing sales? No value for money or current internet? It is time to switch smart. Switch your existing internet to iWorld Networks for free. Yes, for free. Pay for just 1 month of internet subscription and enjoy 60 days of fast, reliable, business-grade, unlimited internet at sign-up. No stress, no downtime, 247 for 365 days, real technical support. Stop managing internet problems. Start growing your business. You can call Jeffrey today on 0911-120-0116. Again, 0911-120-0116. Call or WhatsApp now or visit our office at ground floor Shijuola House, Dugbe, Ibadan, or your state. iWorld Networks, fast, reliable, and always on.
bọ́kọ̀ bá yọ gèrè lórí ọ̀dà ó wà lọ́wọ́ ọ̀tọ́jú ni láti wá mú kí mọ́tò yín ó dúró ńlẹ̀ nígbàkúùgbà kó máa yọ kùlùlù kó máa rìn gèrè. Wallet Cars Global Investment Limited lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ onímọ́tò gbẹ́kẹ̀lé fún car accessories lóríṣiríṣi. a jẹ́ pé gbogbo ọlọ́kọ̀ àdáni tó fi mọ́ lọ́kọ̀ èrò bó jẹ́ bus bó jẹ́ car bó dẹ̀ jẹ́ truck lẹ́yìn bá wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo atọ́kọ̀ṣe pátápátá tẹ̀ nílò engine oil tí ó mú kọ́kọ́ yín ó máa rìn gèrè nígbàkúùgbà. oríṣiríṣi brand engine oil tẹ́ bá ń fẹ́ Wallet Cars Global Investment ní ẹ̀rọnú ẹ̀kan bó jẹ́ brake oil bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sì nílò seat cover tinted glasses àti èyíkéyìí car accessories. Wallet Cars Global Investment ó wà nílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń fẹ́ o. ẹ kàn sí wọn lónìí lórílẹ̀ ìtajà wọn tó wà ní Airport Road KT Hotel Junction Alákíá Ìbàdàn tàbí lẹ́ka wọn tó wà ládojúkọ Petrocam Filling Station Airport Junction Alákíá Ìbàdàn tó fi mọ́ Water Corporation Complex Hope Junction Alákíá Road Ìbàdàn. ẹ sì lè pè wọ́n lórí 0812-6286-573 tàbí 0803-3232-779. Wallet Cars Global Investment Limited ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé àwọn ọlọ́kọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀.
On 103.5 FM.
Welcome back. It's still the newspaper review on Honor 103.5 FM. Check the time. It is 11 minutes to 8, and we have 5 minutes to be about to here right now. Okay, so.
Comrade Ofino, before you came into the studio, there have been news we've read here. We have this one that says businesses brace for inflation surge as petrol hit 1,300 naira litre. So my question here is the Dangote refinery, is there any, because we believe since we have a refinery in Nigeria, we shouldn't be, I think we should be excluded from this oil rate since we are producing our oil locally now. But now with the price of the petrol price, people are is looking otherwise. What is your take on this?
Yeah, at least first of all, we have to blame the government. A country like Nigeria having 4 refineries that are moribund. Then one of us decided to build a private refinery called Aliko Dangote Petrochemical Refinery. I think we have to commend Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Dangote has a refinery, but he's not the owner of the crude. The crude belongs to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But NNPCL, they are saddled with that responsibility to supply crude. But there was an existing agreement in the first instance, Naira for crude swap. So we don't know whether that agreement is still on between NNPCL and Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Because that's an issue. You know, there was a controversy between NNPCL and Dangote refinery, if you remember then.
Yeah, during
yes,
the former
and when you look at the NNPCL, they believe in what we call importation of oil. So there's a problem on ground. The problem is already on ground. Nigeria will have been more luckier because we have a privately owned refinery for now. It's just like America. America is lucky now. Do you know why America is lucky?
Venezuela?
Because of the Venezuela oil. The acting president of Venezuela now is one of the American ally. So he has interest. America has interest in Venezuela oil. So there is a problem on ground. So the war that is happening between America, Israel against Iran is not going to affect the American economy because of that Venezuela oil. Venezuela happened to be the country that has the largest crude oil reserve in the world. Iran is number 3. So it's not going to affect America. So there is an issue on ground globally. You remember when we had this issue of COVID-19 pandemic all over the world. So there was a lockdown. The world experienced what we call economic what? Meltdown. There was economic depression. There was economic recession. If care is not taking on this issue of Iran, Israel, U.S. war, the probability is there also for the world to experience what we call economic meltdown again.
So if Iran were to target Venezuelan oil, America will have issues.
You cannot target Venezuela oil. Do you know why?
Because they're targeting other oils too from UAE.
Venezuela happened to be a country in America. It's not in the Middle East. It's not in the Middle East. So if you look at the provocation now, you can see what Iran did was this. Iran was trying to provoke
That's what I'm saying.
The Muslim countries around the Middle East for support.
The Arab Gulf.
The Arab Gulf. Those Arab states within the Arab Gulf, the Persian Gulf. But those ones are saying for now. Do you know the problem they're having? Some of them are Shiites, some of them are Sunnis.
Yes.
So there is an ideological difference. That's where the problem. Those who are supposed to even support Iran, who are also Shiites, we are talking about the Afghanistan and Pakistan, they are quarreling presently. There is a conflict. We are not praying for the war, but for now, America is not going to experience anything called economic recession because of that Venezuelan oil. As if they have known. You know, America invaded Venezuela. They captured the Venezuelan president, and Venezuelan president presently is where? He's in America. Yeah. And the acting president of Venezuela now was appointed by the American government. He's an ally. He's an ally of America. So that acting president will be willing to sell oil. And there is a problem on ground. When Maduro was there as the president, oil was being sold for less than $1 for each pump price. It was less than $1. They were selling it using the Venezuelan currency. So the Americans also felt that it was a conspiracy. So there is a problem on ground. The United Nations must resolve the issue of what we call territorial sovereignty. Because America is trying to establish a bad precedent now. If America does not like a government, it can forcefully invade that country.
Sorry for cutting short, Comrade Ofino. Also, student injured in stampede as Lagos school building collapses.
Very sad and unfortunate.
No, this is not the first time we've been hearing these collapses in Lagos, mostly in Lagos State. And last year something similar happened. Over years back, it has always been happening, and the Lagos State government keeps saying they are working on it, but I don't see anything. Do you have anything to say about this?
There is going to be what we call building collapse in Nigeria. Do you know why? We failed to develop the steel industry. When we are talking about story building, the reinforcement is made from where? From iron rods, concrete as well. So in Nigeria today, you see, when we are talking about building collapse, it's not bungalow that is collapsing. Story buildings. Those are the structures that are collapsing in this country. Where are the structural engineers? Until this country decides to develop its steel industry, we will continue to experience what we call building